Welcome back to the channel, and in this video, I'm going to deep dive into the TITANX buy and burn as I received a comment about how's the buy and burn doing, are we in trouble, something along those lines. So in this video, I'm going to cover exactly what's going on across all the buy and burns, because the one thing you might not know is that TITANX is not the only buy and burn specifically that contributes to the buying and burning of TITANX and the TITANX token. So let's dive into that right now in this video, and let's start with TITANX. So, and stay till the end because I'm going to give you an entire spreadsheet that you're going to be able to look at, which will show you a bunch of these stats plus some DragonX supply numbers as well. So buy and burn V2. Now this is the one that is consistently callable and currently is callable with 3.3 ETH every 280 minutes. This one is down from over 10 million all the way down to $1.9 million in ETH based on the price, I think currently of around 2,300 bucks, and we're sitting at about 841 ETH right now. So that's our first buy and burn, the one that is we're used to seeing on TITANX. Now let's go to the V1, which is the one that has not been called or has not been made available to call in a while. This one is less decentralized. This one is more, or is only able to be called when it's made available by the contract owner. So this one has 10.2 million in it. Okay. So far we're looking at about $12 million. Okay. That's pretty good. Now let's quickly go over to TITANX Hub and let's look at what the major protocols are. So now we've got TITANX, DragonX, Hyper. We also have Helios, Inferno, Baby DragonX. But the main tokens right now that are contributing to the TITANX buy and burn are TITANX, DragonX, and Hyper. And these are the ones that I'm going to be able to show you today. And we're also going to talk a little bit about what this means in the future, because things get a little different in a positive way as Hydra comes out, which I know you all are super excited about. So let's start with looking at Hyper next. So there's a buy TITANX buy and burn, there's a Hyper buy and burn, and there's a Vortex. Okay. So with the buy TITANX contract, this is a buy and burn dedicated from Hyper to take the ETH that is used to mine Hyper and buy TITANX with it first. And then afterwards, it goes and buys Hyper. So this buy and burn has 1.4 million or 1.5 million if you want to round up. So now we're sitting at about almost $14 million alone. Now let's go to the Vortex though. Now the Vortex has another $781,000. Now let's just stop here and rewind. So every 180 minutes, this contract for the first buy and burn for Hyper will be able to be called to allow you to buy 1 ETH's worth. So $2,295 worth will go to buy TITANX. So if we go over to the Vortex though, now this happens every 98 days. Okay. So this ETH Vortex balance, which actually, because we're day 184 in Hyper, this is going to go off again on day 196. We're 12 days away from seeing this ETH be implemented. Okay. Now that's another $781,000. So we're getting close to about $15,000 or $15 million now. And don't worry, I'm rounding right now just for quick math, but I'll show you at the end what the actual numbers are. So stick around and stick with me. So now the next one's going to be interesting. We're going to go to DragonX. Now, DragonX is an interesting one because it currently doesn't have anything in the buy and burn at the moment. But what does DragonX do? Well, DragonX is a representation of a stake, which I know a lot of you are not a fan of, but really I am a fan of what it's designed to do and how powerful it's going to be in the system. So right now there's just under 9 trillion TITANX staked. So this is where we have to ask the question, okay, well, what happens with that ETH? Well, let's go to, or what happens with the ETH that the DragonX stake earns from the TITANX it has staked. So as a refresher, 44.5% of the Ethereum is sent to a locked contract that uses a portion of the balance to buy TITANX whenever called, and 44.5% of the Ethereum is sent to a locked contract that uses a portion of the balance to buy and burn DragonX whenever called. So to put it simply, so 44.5 times 2 is going to be 89%. So 89% of all the ETH that comes in is going to be used specifically first to buy TITANX. Because in order to buy DragonX, you need to buy TITANX first, since TITANX and DragonX are the main liquidity pool, right? And that's how this is all designed. It's designed to have a Hart's Law kind of effect where everything rises at once when TITANX rises. So you've got 89% of the ETH that's going to buy TITANX up first, and then it's going to go into DragonX and burn DragonX as well. Okay, that's its own topic in terms of DragonX and, its scarcity and its potential value in the future. But let's pause there and let's go to the spreadsheet that I've devised to go over some stats, okay? Currently, there's about 24 trillion staked TITANX. Now, roughly speaking, there's around 9 trillion. So I calculated about 8.97 trillion. You could go 9 trillion. It's not going to change too much. But what we know is there is 2,496 ETH that is in the 369 payout. And if we verify here, let's just go over here so you guys can see that I'm not just fudging these numbers. So the 369-day payout has 2,496 ETH over here. Let me just bring this up so you guys can see it. So 2496 ETH. And then if we go down to the day 888 payout cycle, we've got this guy down here with 1,109 ETH. So if we go back over to my spreadsheet, we've got 1109, 2496. Now, if we figure out the DragonX share of the pool based on this number, which I will go back over to DragonX and just verify for you that indeed we've got about 9 trillion. Now, I think this rounds up, or see this is approximately here. So this is an approximation. So roughly 37% of the pool is going to, or the pool's rewards are going to DragonX. So what does this mean for DragonX? This means that DragonX on day 369, which we are approximately, how many days out are we? We are like 53 days away, okay, from this payout occurring. That's not far. It's not even 2 months away, okay? So in less than 2 months, DragonX is going to get another 930 ETH, okay? Now, the 888-day payout is going to give us another 413 ETH, and that's as of right now. Both of these are as of right now. If for whatever reason TITANX were to continue to rise and people start mining again, this would increase. Or, actually, I'll save that for a moment. Hold that thought. I'm not going to go into that detail just yet. But what I want to show you is the total money in the buy and burn for the after the 369 that DragonX is going to have is another $2 million. Okay, so the total money in the buy and burn after the 888-day payout, so this is in addition, this isn't the 2 million obviously plus, it's just another, well, not just, but another $950,000. Okay, so let's go back and let's think about this for a second. With DragonX, when it receives the 369 payout, it's buying 90%, 89% of TITANX. It is sending a large chunk of that back into the TITANX vault, okay? This is important to understand because this first payout here is going to increase the position to get the 888-day payout. And this will go on and on and on and on and on. And so this whole buy and burn situation is only going to really increase as this ecosystem slowly does its thing, as DragonX does its thing, as Hyper does its thing, as TITANX does its thing. And then you have Hydra coming into the mix, okay? And I want to show you a tweet in just a second before we get to the total numbers here across all the buy and burns. I want to show you a tweet from the founder, Jake Sharp, okay? So Hydra deflates TITANX and DragonX at the same time. That's fantastic. I love that. But 20% of the TITANX goes to the DragonX vault, locked and restaked forever. And 20% of DragonX bought off the market is burned. So DragonX is going to go down in supply, get much more rare, much more scarce, and 20% of the TITANX that is bought, 20% of the TITANX that comes in from mining goes to the DragonX vault. So if we go back here now and we consider that Hydra could be launching before the 369-day payout, what this means is this share of the pool could increase dramatically and increase this 369-day payout far beyond what it's currently sitting at, which would also mean it would increase the 888-day payout, okay? So that being said, I mean, there's a lot to take in terms of possibility here of where this could go, and it all depends on adoption, right? It all depends on how willing how willing you and I are to participate in Hydra, how good it looks. And we're still waiting on the white paper. I'm going to announce that stream very soon. So have your notifications turned on for Eric and I's stream on that front. But with TITANX is just going to get better and better at retaining ETH in the system and keep increasing this amount I'm going to show you here. So let's go over to the total amount across all buy and burns. So currently, in the buy and burn, that's going to come from TITANX after the 369. Of course, we already went over this, 2.14 million. After the 888, it's going to be 952,000. The Hyper Vortex has 781,000. Hyper Buy TITANX has 1.46 million. TITANX Buy and Burn V1 has 10.2 million, and the TITANX Buy and Burn V2 has 1.9 million. This brings us to a total of 17.5 million currently sitting across all buy and burns, okay? The total ETH to be used as of right now is going to be 7,616 ETH. Now, this dollar figure is based on the current ETH price, okay, which is around $2,300, which we talked about. So if ETH goes up, this total value of the buy and burn is going to increase. So I want you to keep all this in mind when looking at this. There's a lot of moving parts here. And as a reminder, okay, one more time, Hydra is coming. This is all pre-Hydra and pre-369 payout, which will increase the TITANX vault and obtain more ETH from both the 369 payout and the 888 payout and future payouts, okay? So this whole buy and burn situation is looking like it really just wants to blossom, okay? We haven't even gotten into what's going on with the supply dynamics in TITANX, Hyper, TITANX, and how that's going to contribute as we move forward closer to these accumulation of ETH phases for the buy and burn as prices increase or if they decrease, how that'll all work. So I hope you guys are getting the picture that TITANX is not in trouble in terms of the buy and burn. There is plenty of ETH still in these contracts, and I don't think there's anything to worry about anytime soon, okay? Now, of course, the intervals can always get changed, okay? There's no guarantee that what we're seeing as intervals for Hyper, what we're seeing as intervals for TITANX, what we're seeing as intervals in terms of how much of this ETH is going to be used at a given moment, that can always be changed. That's part of the way it's made, okay? So 280 minutes could turn into 28 minutes or it could turn into 2,800 minutes in terms of how long it takes for each one of these buy and burn calls to be able to be made. So now, if we come back here, I want to end the video, though, on just some cool stats so you can see with TITANX, because it's getting a lot of use. I mean, Hydra's going to use it. It's valuable in terms of it's going to get a lot of ETH and burn its own supply. So it's getting always more rare relative to TITANX. And I mean, if you go look at the price chart, which we're not going to look at here because I don't want to create FOMO for anyone that's watching, the price could go up, the price could go down. That's not what's important. What's important right now is to understand why price could go up or down and how much it takes to get a portion of that supply should you decide you want to get in. So the total TITANX supply is about 5.3, 5.4 trillion. Okay, so in order to be a whale, which is 1% of the total supply, or to own a whale position, right? Which the point of this, as I said in one of my last videos, this is just to give you goals. This isn't to say like this is a specific tier of owner. There's like a hierarchy here, but it's to give you context of how much supply you own and give you a goal, okay? Give you something to work towards. So you're not better or worse just because you have a shrimp position or a whale position. You're obviously more likely to be able to, earn more money because 2x on $2 versus a 2x on $1 million is a much larger dollar return. And it's the same, that's really what it is, right? So 1% of the TITANX supply is 53 billion, okay? And it's going to cost you $485,000. Now, a shark position at 0.1% is going to cost you $48,000. A dolphin is $4,800. A squid is $485, and a turtle is $48, and a shrimp is $4.85. Okay. Now the current price as of the time making this video is 5 zeros and a 9, and the total holders is only 2,359. So it's still relatively small. I think we're just above a $50 million market cap for TITANX at the moment. And actually, we can calculate that on the fly here. So if we just go this times this equals, oh, and I got to do. So our market cap is around $48 million, $48.5 million for the total Dragon X supply, or for Dragon X. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know we went over a lot of stuff. There's a lot of numbers flying around. So feel free to go back it again. And sometimes I know I can talk a little fast. So make sure you press the 0.5x or 0.75x speed on the video if you need to go back. But that's all I got. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you smash that like, share this video around to get people educated on the buy and burn and make them understand just the power of this ecosystem. And I mean, as a quick pause here, let's go to the TITANX hub. Look at how many projects are still coming. Like, guys, we have so much to look forward to, and know that if only 3 of these protocols are buying and burning TITANX at that rate, imagine what happens when more come out. Okay, this ecosystem is only going to get better and better and better. So again, thank you for watching. And as a side note here, real quick, if you haven't already, come and check out Mike Dean's TITANX Hub, the premium plan. You're going to get access to the premium site. You're going to get access to all sorts of inflation data for Baby Dragon X, Hyper, Titan, Dragon X, and more added as we go. So definitely come and check this out if this fits your build. No pressure, nothing like that, but definitely come check it out. I've seen it. It's amazing. So that's it though, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you have the bell notifications turned on. Make sure you're subscribed for more. And also, I've got a little something brewing in the comments here. If you want to join it, go check it out. It's a weekly group that is going to be focused on this ecosystem, Pulse Chain, and PTGC that I don't want you to miss out on. So go in the description and check it out before everything fills up. It's a very limited group. So thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your day. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.